Welcome to our MakeLunch Christmas Nativity Trail. Enjoy!
So, looking at me, you probably think that I'm quite important and I have a flashy job. But actually, I'm just a messenger. I take messages from God to ordinary people. This has been a surprisingly busy time for me. I had 4 messages in less than a year. One of them was to a girl called Mary, a teenager who lived in Nazareth. I had to tell her that she was going to have a baby, a special baby, a baby who would be God. Well, I met Mary and I told her that she would have this special baby. She believed me. I think she was a bit scared about it all, but she said she would trust God and do what he asked. Actually, I was impressed. Most people argue or need a lot of proof. Mary, she just accepted it.
Hi, I'm Joseph. I live in Nazareth, up in the north. I'm a carpenter and I really enjoy making things from wood. Mary and I are engaged to be married. We were planning a big wedding next year, and then I had a shock. Mary told me she was going to have a baby. At first, I thought I should break up with her. But then I had a really amazing dream. An angel came to me and told me that I should marry Mary, just like we planned, and that I must look after the baby as if he was my child. Be a stepfather. You see, the angel said that Mary's baby is going to be special. He is the Son of God, and I must call him Jesus. God is letting me be dad to his son. Wow.
I'm used to long journeys. Whenever Joseph goes to Jerusalem to worship, or to one of the other towns to sell his work, I go with him. But this journey was different. It took us nearly a week to get to Bethlehem, and Mary rode on my back most of the way, because she was too tired to walk, and she was very slow, with that baby in her tummy. Bethlehem was crazy busy, and the streets were crowded. All the inns were full, and I worried if we would have to sleep on the streets. I also hoped the market wouldn't run out of carrots or hay to feed me after the long walk.
Ever since the angel told me that I was going to have God's baby, I've been excited and scared. But when we got to Bethlehem, I had a new worry. The baby was coming and we had nowhere to stay. I trusted that God would have it sorted out, but I was still nervous even so. Joseph kept knocking on doors and every inn was full, but finally we found somewhere. And that night, the baby was born. He is so perfect, tiny and perfect. I've never been so happy in my life. Even though we are laying on a pile of hay and the baby's in the manger, I wonder what life will be like for my son.
I like my stable. It smells just right, and I know where everything is. But this night, I had to move over and make room for humans. A woman, a man, and eventually a baby. I've never seen anything like it before. They cleared my dinner out of the manger and put fresh straw in and used that as a cot for the baby. It was a bit messy and loud, but when he was all tucked up with his mum, it felt so special, like I'd witnessed something amazing.
I was trying to sleep, but someone put all the lights on in the sky. Noise, commotion, lights, angels and dancing. I didn't know what it meant at all. But my shepherd went from being totally petrified to leaping around, singing and smiling. Apparently, something amazing happened in the city. To be honest, all I wanted was to eat my grass and get back to sleep. So I was really pleased when the noise and the lights stopped. But I was a bit put out when the shepherds all went running off.
It was night, and we were in the fields, just with the sheep as normal. All of a sudden the sky was lit up and we saw an angel. We were petrified. The angel said that he had good news of great joy for everyone. He said, we would find a baby in Bethlehem in a manger, all wrapped up in swaddling clothes. We were still trying to make sense of it all when he saw loads of other angels all dancing and singing glory to God in heaven. There is peace and good hope given to men on earth. It was amazing. So we ran all the way to Bethlehem and we found the baby exactly like the angel had said. On our way back, we told everyone, absolutely everyone we saw, about the baby.
I am a wise man from the east, and I love watching the stars. One night I saw a bright new star, and as I continued to watch it, I felt it calling me to follow it. We knew a star was coming that would tell us that a new king had been born, and this was it. I was very excited and contacted some other wise men who had seen the star too. We decided we would follow it to the child and worship him. We loaded our camels and each of us included a special gift for the child. I took a pot of gold for him and the others took frankincense and myrrh, very expensive fine oils. Then we set off.
I am the second wise man who went on that great journey. It was such an adventure that I will never forget how I felt. Excited, important, and a little nervous. We were travelling a long way in strange lands, but mostly it felt wonderful. It took more than a year, but finally we arrived at Jerusalem and went to see King Herod. I mean, if anyone would know where such an important baby was living, it would be the king. "Where is the one who has been born the King of the Jews?" we asked. The king called together his high priests and teachers and asked them the same question. They told him that the Holy Book said the baby would be born in Bethlehem. Once again, we mounted our camels and followed the star.
I am the third traveller on that great journey. When we reached Bethlehem, the star hovered over a small house there. It seemed a strange place for a king to be born, but the star had brought us all the way from our lands in the east, so there was no reason to think it was wrong. When we entered the house, we saw the child with its mother and father. There were animals in the house. Poor people often share their house with their animals. It keeps them warm. There was silence and a wonderful sense of peace too. It was magical. We bowed before the baby, gave him our gifts and said our goodbyes. King Herod had asked us to return to Jerusalem and tell him where the child was, so he could go and worship him. But a dream we all had told us not to do that. We returned home by a different road and arrived safely home.
And so the story begins and ends with me. It's actually the next chapter of a story which started many years ago when I created the earth. Humans have lost their way and forgotten about me. The only way to reach them and show God's love to them is for me to be here. Breathe the air, feel their feelings, experience life on earth firsthand. And so I've come to show a better way to live, to point to God the Father, and to lead people home to God's house.